Good morning, students. Today I am going to deliver my lecture on scales in fish. Myself, Dr. Sabia Khan, Associate Professor, Samrat Prithviraj Chauhan, Government College, Ajmer. So, students, what is square methodology? The study of scale is called as square methodology. Fishes, they possess dermal scales on the body. Why these dermal scales are? This is for protection. The scales, they are made up of dentine and they are secreted by dermal papilla. What is dermal papilla? It is a group of specialized cells which is capable of providing nourishment from neighboring tissue to produce an organ. The exposed portion of the scale is covered by hard enamel. This hard enamel, it helps in minimizing wear and tear. There is a range of variety of scales which are found in fishes. If we see ancient fishes, they have thick bony scales, while the modern fishes, they have evolved thin and flexible scales. A fish scale is a small rigid plate that grows out of the skin of the fish. If we see the morphology of the scale, then we can identify the species of the fish. If we want to identify a species, which species of fishes, then we can identify by the help of these scales. How many kind of scales are there? There are mainly 4 kind and numerous variations can be there, but mainly 4. First, placoid, they are found in sharks and ray. Cosmoid in lungfishes and fossil fishes. Gynoid in bichirs, bowfin, paddlefishes, gars, sturgeons, etc. Cycloid and ctenoid in most bony fishes they are found. Now coming to the first scale, that is the placoid scale, and they are characteristic of cartilaginous fishes. They are hard and they can be seen by microscope. Example, chondrichthyes means cartilaginous fishes. The fishes which have endoskeleton of cartilage, they are called as chondrichthyes. Then if the body, how it is made up of? It is made up of dentine, and as you know, I explained you that the outer surface is covered with a layer of hard enamel. Then there is a pulp cavity in between the dermal papilla. If you see the structure, then the epidermis, and if you come to the base, then there is dermal papilla, and in between there is a pulp cavity. In the placoid scale, they resembles a tooth. If we see the structure of placoid scale, then they resemble the structure of a tooth. Example, the teeth of the shark, they are modified placoid scales and they are embedded in dermis and they are replaced throughout life. Now you see the diagram of these placoid scales. It's so clear. Here you can see from the surface basal plate there is opening of the pulp cavity. Then the scales, you see the 2 lateral spine and in between there is a median spine. So both dorsal view and the ventral view. The main basal plate and this opening of the pulp cavity. Now coming to cosmoid scales. Cosmoid scales, they are found in ancient crossopterygian fishes. And these crossopterygian fishes, they evolved in the Devonian period. The body is covered by thick bony blocks. Means the blocks, they are in the form of blocks and they are thick and bony. Example, you can see like crocodiles, they have today, they are bony blocks in the crocodile. Then cosmoid scale is made up of thick layer of cosmine, that is dentine type of material, and it is covered on the surface with a hard proteinaceous layer. Means this dentine, it is also covered by a proteinaceous layer and it is called as vitrodentine. Means 2 layers covering. Here you can see in cosmoid scale. The surface has a pattern of, if you see the surface, then it has pits, they are called as lacunae, and the canals which are called as canaliculi. So these cosmine, they are thick layer of spongy bone. Under this cosmine, you will find a thick layer of spongy bone, and this is supplying blood vessels for the growth and nourishment of the scale. The last layer that is close to the body is called as isopedine, and this is soft and made up of spongy lamellar bones. So outer layer, it is made of spongy lamellar bones. Now seeing this, you see the diagram of this cosmoid scales. Example, extinct these crossopterygians. Now this species of fishes, they have become extinct. Now you can see as the first the epidermis, then this cosmoid, they have a vascular spongy supply, then isopodyne and pulp cavity in between cosmoid. So these vascular spongy bone, and in between these vascular spongy bone there is a supply of blood. Coming to the ganoid scales, they are thick rhomboid scales and the surface is coated with hard enamel. So generally when you are seeing the scale of the fishes, they have a hard enamel like material because they are living in water, and if their skin is soft, then what happens by the water current and other infectious thing, it will be dissolved, it will be hindered. So they have a hard covering of enamel. So in ganoid fishes, they have a hard enamel which is made up of a material called ganoin. And again they have what? Lacunae, which are pits, and the canaliculi, which are the fine canals, and they are forming the surface. If you see the bulk structure, it is made up of dentine type bone, and the lower layer is called isopodyne. Isopodyne is also called as lamellar bone. Such type of scales you can see in pileoniscoid type that occurs in chondrostri. Example is Polypterus. So in this you can find. See the diagram of the ganoid scale. You see these blocks again and how they have this spongy tissue and thick covering. So it's very clear. Coming to the cycloid and ctenoid scale. This cycloid and ctenoid scale, there is a difference. First let me tell you that these scales, they are found in modern teleost, and they are thin, strong and extremely flexible. They are large, and if you see the shape, oval in shape, again made up of isopodyne underlayering layer, but they have an underlayering layer of collagen fibers. This is the most important difference. With an underlying layer of collagen fibers which provide them strength and flexibility. They are having flexibility also. Ctenoid scale, they have teeth at the base that helps them to firmly fix in the skin tissue. These teeth. Most bony fishes, they are covered by cycloid scale. If we see the cycloid scale examples, they are found in salmons, carp and other ctenoid scales of perches. The cycloid scale, they appear to be the inner layer of ganoid or cosmoid scale. If we see the inner layer of the cycloid scale, then it is resembling mostly with the ganoid and the cosmoid scale. Only inner layer, outer layer, this variation. And in carps and similar fishes, they are thin, large, round or oval and arranged in an overlapping pattern. How they are arranged? They are arranged in an overlapping patterns so that the growth wings, they are evident. Means there is a growth wings encircling the scale by which you can count the age of the fish. So they are helpful in this. And ctenoid scales. The ctenoid scales, they can further be subdivided into three types. That is the crenate scales, where the margin of the scale, they are bearing indentions and projections. Coming to sphenoid scales, these scales, they bear spines. So they are called sphenoid scales, and they are continuous with the scale of the fish. If you see the structure of these scales, then these spines, they are embedded there. True ctenoid scales, when the spines on the scale are distinct feature, means distinctly you can see, they are not embedded, but distinctly you can see the spines. So this is a characteristic feature of ctenoid. So if coming to the diagram of this cycloid and ctenoid, you can see the difference. If you see the scales, you can see the difference that in cycloid, you see the outer margin. This outer margin is smooth. But in case of ctenoid, what happens? You see the outer margin, it is toothed. Means it is having the spines. Now a very beautiful picture. Some fishes, they are completely or partially covered in scutes. These fishes are called as pinecone fishes. See the beautiful fishes. Such fishes, they are completely or partially covered by a scute. And these fishes, they are called as pinecone fishes. So this completes my lecture. Students, I have explained you the type of scales, the origin and how examples in which category of fishes they are found. Hope you have understood, and as usual I am always ending my lecture with a question. So a question come here, give example of pine cone fishes and you are going to reply in the comment box. Till then, goodbye.